seated, please. As soon as you get seated, we can start the program. Please get seated. We'd like to start the program. Please get seated. Excuse me, everyone. Please get seated. The program starts in just a couple minutes. Please, you have your table number is at the bottom of your name badge. So find your table number and then go to the table. Please get seated as soon as possible. The program starts in a couple minutes. Please be seated. We're going to start the program. If you're not seated, we're still going to start the program. We've got to get the program going. Please get your seats.
I think Ken is there.
Who?
Ken.
Okay.
So you might have to sit. You want me to go to one seat and sit next to me?
No, I don't mind sitting next to you.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Hello everyone. You can't be Okay, people, please find your seat, get seated. Thank you.
I had scenes on, and we just took pictures with her. Her name is she has her own photography. I have her contact here. I can give it to you.
Can we change the picture on that? I wish I was that guy. Okay, let's try it again. Alright, if you guys know Kenneth Fong, I really wish I was that guy, for sure. But, I don't know. One more time. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Kit Do. I'm a reporter at KPIX, Channel 5, the CBS station here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it is my distinct honor and pleasure to be your MC for tonight. This is the Asian Pacific American Public Affairs Association. This is their second gala that they've had for the Tri-Valley chapter. It's a relatively new chapter. So yeah, this is going to be a great night. So my job as MC tonight is to, number one, get you guys out on time. Number two, we're going to have a good time. We have a huge schedule. It's very tightly packed, so we're going to keep this thing moving forward. But I do want to say a couple things about having good quality public affairs people. As a journalist, public affairs people work to get the information and the message of their organization out to the world, and a good public affairs person makes my job a lot easier, and it helps to keep you, the public, informed. A lot of the people in this room came from very humble, poor beginnings. You worked really hard, and you achieved success, and you're here in the place in life where you are today. And the goal of this organization is to try to change the shift in thinking, in that as Asians, we can go out and do things beyond a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. And you can try to change the world from the bottom up, or you can try to change it from the inside out. And the goal of this organization is to place people so that they get in front of decision makers, maybe even grow up to be a decision maker themselves one day. And so, for future generations, thank you for your hard work, and we're here to stand on your shoulders and try to change the world. All right, we've got a huge, long schedule today. Joining us on the stage now is Kung Fu Dragon USA. They are an award-winning Chinese martial arts school here in Pleasanton. They teach contemporary wushu and genuine traditional Shaolin Kung Fu. The headmaster, Jianlong Yu, is a 34th generation Shaolin Kung Fu warrior in the Songshan Shaolin Temple. Here is Kung Fu Dragon USA. Please welcome to the stage Boy Scout Troop 84 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. May the audience please rise for the presentation of our colors. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, perform. The audience may now be seated. Thank you. Boy Scout Troop 84, thank you. Please welcome to the stage Danville Mayor Renee Morton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor this evening to welcome you to Danville, our wonderful community that is full of culture and diversity. In this audience this evening, you have many elected officials that have come this evening to show their support for what you do for our communities. At this time, I'd like to ask my council to stand up and be recognized. Vice Mayor Newell Arnrich, Councilmember Lisa Blackwell, and Councilmember Karen Stepper. As we join you this evening, we want you to know that to make a community successful, you must have collaboration. When you look around this room, you will see the collaboration of all of us to make our community better. So this evening, please enjoy the show. Welcome to Danville, and thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to welcome CeCe Yin to the stage. As you know, CeCe founded APAPA. All of this would not be possible if it weren't for this man. CeCe.
Thank you, Kate. Well, after watching these young people, kids, I don't feel that I can do anything like that now at my age. But I really wanted to do it, but I don't think I do it. Anyway, my doctor, Albert Wong, told me, be careful, watch your bones and your legs. I broke my leg 2 years ago because I was dancing at the kids. I did. But looking around here, it made me feel very, very proud and happy to be here with my wife, Regina. Thank you to be here and support. And Monica tried to tell me my time. I guarantee I'll be in 2 minutes. I watched this the Kung Fu dancing Chinese New Year celebration. Thinking back, I was about the same age at the age I was born in Chongqing. Mr. Barron has a museum here. And during the war, so my parents took me to the farm, grew up 8 years old, and we used to play Kung Fu in the dirt. And didn't have any clothes. And so each year, we wait for the New Year to get a pair of new shoes, and a jacket, and some candies, and some lucky money. So New Year's was a greatest thing for kids. Of course, you can't imagine the cars like that. Never seen a car that no highways, no roads, no doctors, no lawyers, no school. So I went to Taiwan for college, high school, college from America, seeking new life. To build a life, find out a wife. So I found Regina and went to school, become an engineer. And my first wish is to own a car. I saw a red convertible, 1965, Mercedes-Benz, red, black interior. I want to be sure I can grow up and have enough money to buy that car. To this day, I haven't been able to save enough money to buy the car. I saw that car right there. I told him, Mr. Barron, I know someday I can earn that car from him. But this is America. I say, oh yeah, the Mayor Morgan. I was talking to a council member, Mary. Was Mary was council member, right? From government, right? And I said, well, gee, your elected officials so beautiful here. She told me, it's not me, just me. We have our men that are beautiful too here. This is a beautiful place in the Black Hawk. When I was engineer, I wanted to be a developer. I didn't have money, didn't know the knowledge in America, so I went to make hamburgers. That's how I become a hamburger guys for the past 32 years. But in that process, I happened to discover many my friends in Silicon Valley that they started 30 years ago to develop young leaderships, so in America, of Asian Americans. So they can, when they grow up, they can be leaders of this country and help build a better community, better country, because this country has given us so much as immigrants. And those people, one of them sitting here, Dr. Ken Fong, the guy with the glasses, he looks older than me, but he's 20 years younger than me. And his wife, Kim, and if you didn't come, Dr. Shin Kong and Sandy Chow, these folks, but Albert Wong and my daughter's there, he's one of those guys started in Silicon Valley as Vision America, and the APAPA started 30 years ago. Here, right in the Walnut Creek, where Dr. Chinell, Joel Wong, and Marsha, right, the folks started this 30 years ago. What they want to do again is develop future leaders of youth now today, so they can truly help our country to become a better country with diversities and tolerance and love and care. And in that process, that I happen to learn from my brother Henry Yin too, and Dr. Albert to start the better community, the better community for in Fremont. So APAPA was found, and with inspiration and learning from these folks, continue to build a national organization as a foundation to help to develop future leaders and help the Asians actively engage in the community, become good voters and candidates run for offices to serve the public. So I'm very proud to be here as part of that process. So thank you all come here to help to make that a successful program here in this Tri-Valley and in the nation. Thank you. I was especially to thank Andy's leadership, and Andy stand up. Thank you. Andy, he's retired me, and Nancy, the folks at Harvard. There's new generations so called our leaders' future. We are right here now. The future is today. Now I got a message. So there you are.
Let me just say, Fred runs a very tight ship here. He had a stopwatch going and everything. All right. We want to recognize some of the elected officials and government officials that are here tonight. So we got a lot of them to go through. So here's how we're going to do it. When I say the name, everybody, if it's you, you raise your hand, and we're going to clap once. So let's practice on the count of 3. One clap. 1, 2, 3. You. Betty Yee, California State Controller. Genevieve Jopanda, representing Fiona Ma, who is with the California Board of Equalization. Candace Anderson, Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors, District 2. Bill Clarkson, San Ramon Mayor. Harry Sachs, San Ramon Council Member. Scott Perkins, San Ramon Council Member. Philip G. Olone, San Ramon Council Member. Renee Morgan, Danville Mayor. Newell Arterich, Danville Vice Mayor. Karen Stepper, Danville Council Member. Lisa Blackwell, Danville Council Member. David Howard, Dublin Mayor. Arun Gold, Dublin Council Member. Melissa Hernandez, Dublin Council Member. Carla Brown, Pleasanton City Council. Lily May, Fremont Mayor. Ken Mintz, SRB USD Board Member. Rachel Herb, Board Member. Jamie Yee, Pleasanton School Board. Dan Cunningham, Dublin School Board. Amy Miller, Dublin School Board. Jenny Bach, representing the APILC caucus on the set aside. And Shibasaki, APILC caucus on the assembly side. Megan Rouse, Dublin School Board. Dan Cherrier, Dublin School Board. Mary Pifo, former Contra Costa County Supervisor. Wilma Chan, Alameda County Board of Supervisors, District 3. And Wyatt Livermore School Board. And please welcome to the stage our VIPs. Catherine Baker, Assemblywoman for District 16. Kansan Chu, Assembly Member, District 25. Tim Grayson, District 14. And Ash Colorado, District 27.
Well, welcome. Thank you. I'm pleased to welcome my good colleagues in the State Assembly, the beautiful Suite 16 Assembly District, Assembly Member Tim Grayson, and a wonderful Assembly Member Kenson Chu and his wife Daisy, and Tammy Grayson as well. And just to welcome you, and first of all, a very, very warm congratulations to APAPA and the Tri-Valley chapter. Think of how much you've grown since the opening gala that you had, and how much bigger and thriving you are. It is wonderful to see. I really congratulate you for the work that you're doing in our community. As Cece said, building tolerance, building awareness, and civic engagement. And I think I heard him say love, too. I know that APAPA is doing that, and it's making a terrific difference in our community. My family benefits from it. All of us are benefiting from it. And also, I really want to congratulate you and thank you for the purpose of tonight, which is not just a wonderful celebration of the Lunar New Year's. We're coming a little bit to the end of that celebration period. I love all the parties that draw out there, right? But we're also mindful of the internship program, the education and the building of the new generation that APAPA focuses so well on. We are the beneficiaries. In our office, we always save a spot for at least one, if not two, APAPA interns just in our San Ramon office. And I see the interns all throughout the community, usually in the summer, doing great work. You are building the next generation of wonderful leaders. And I thank you for that and welcome you and congratulate you on behalf of the California State Assembly and District 16. Thank you.
Thank you, Assembly Baker, and also like to congratulate you and also draw focus to the fact that you are raising up leaders, giving much attention to the youth. Those efforts will not go in vain. Being able to work with, raise up strong leaders, and looking forward to our first Asian Pacific leader of the state of California or other areas where they can serve as well. I have two other colleagues that want to speak, and so I'll defer my time to them.
Thank you very much, Tim. Good evening. First I wanted to apologize. CC didn't give me the proper dress code, so I felt kind of dressed down a little bit until I see Kim Fong over here is also wearing the jeans, so that made me feel much better. But it's really a great honor to be here with all of you. My wife is one of the founders of the APAPA in Silicon Valley, so I am definitely a beneficiary of all the work that APAPA has put in as a Chinese immigrant that came to the United States as a graduate student, be able to move up the ladder to become become the first Chinese American and a San Jose City Council member, and now being the Assembly member representing San Jose, Milpitas, Santa Clara, Fremont, and Newburgh. So it's really a great honor to be here. 恭喜发财，祝各位新年愉快，谢谢。
Good evening, everyone. It's definitely a thrill to be up here. I've been attending and supporting APAPA events for a number of years. But to now be here as an assembly member is truly something special to me, especially when I get to stand here with my colleagues, including Kansen, who's like a brother to me. We've served for 6 years on the council, and now we're back together again in the state assembly. And I'm so grateful for APAPA. You know, as the first Indian American in the state legislature, it's really important to me, and I see it as one of my obligations to do whatever I can to help unite the API community. And frankly, that's something that APAPA has been doing for many years. And there are many leaders that understand the importance of doing that. Because obviously all of us in this room know API means so many different things. But I do think that if we unite together, we're certainly a much more powerful force in ensuring that our values are represented through policy, whether it be at the state level or at the local level. And there's so many leaders we're going to be hearing, I know later, from Betty Yee and others that are statewide leaders that get that. And it's something that APAPA has gotten from day one. And although I know we're up here right now, APAPA is not about us. It's about those kids that were performing earlier. It's about why we're here to support the internship program and to make sure we train the next generation of leaders that will far exceed anything that any of us will do, and make sure that we have a strong community, a wonderful state, and frankly, national leadership in the years ahead. And so I'd like to invite Andy Lee up here to accept, on behalf of the state of California, we have 2 certificates here. I was joking with Kansen, now when Kansen and I go over, you're going to get 2 certificates now. Andy, why don't you come in the middle? And I'll hand this one to this side, and you can present from both sides a certificate recognizing the great work of the Tri-Valley chapter of APAPA and Andy and leadership. Thank you.
All right, we're going to recognize our sponsors now. When I call your organization, please stand and remain standing, and we'll reserve our applause until the very end. Our diamond sponsors begin with Shin Kong. Shin Kong, please stand. Sutter Health. Sandy Chow. Ken Fong, please stand up. By the way, Ken Fong, when you're Ken Fong, you wear whatever the heck you want to wear. Yin McDonald. Yin McDonald. Our gold sponsors, Chevron. Family of Children of Special Needs, FCSN. Joel and Lynn Wong. United for a Better Community. Opportunity, Bridge, and Innovation, otherwise known as OBI. Lily Ju, she's a financial strategist. Southwest, if you're here, please stand. Margaret Leong and Z Cho, please stand. Pacific Vision Foundation, Vision New America. Now to our silver sponsors, CACS, the Chinese American Council of Sacramento. The bronze sponsors, BEEC Incorporated, Milpitas Square, CEI Tutoring, Ivy Liu, and Min Sao and Shengao Li. Please give them a warm welcome and a big round of applause. Without you sponsors, this would not be possible. Andy Lee, please come back to the stage.
Thank you, Kit. As most of you know, that fundraising is always the toughest part for any organization. APAPA Tri-Valley Chapter is not the exception. But we are fortunate we have many sponsors and from the personal, from the companies. And today we would like to recognize two major sponsors for this event and for this chapter. I'd like to invite Cynthia Lee to come to the stage. Cynthia Lee from Sutter Health, please come to the stage. And Sutter Health started to sponsor us this year, and they become the biggest sponsor for this event. And thank you so much for your sponsorship. I have this bag for the Sutter Health, and that's it. The next one, I would like to recognize Chevron. Marian, please come to the stage. Chevron started sponsored us right before we at this time we started our chapter, and then they continue to be our sponsor. They sponsor many of our events. They are the biggest sponsor so far for our chapter. For this event, they are the gold sponsor. Also, they donate many gift cards for the raffle prize and also was right. And thank you so much, Marian, for your many years of support and sponsorship. Thank you.
Alrighty, a couple of housekeeping notes. If you look inside your name badge, there should be a colored piece of paper. Please set that out, and that is how the wait staff knows which meal to serve you. So please set that out right now, please. While you're doing that, we have a raffle going on, and there's some good stuff on this raffle. One ticket, by the way, is $5, but if you buy 10 of them, it's $20. So please buy a raffle. We have some prizes such as gift sets, gift cards, a Louis Vuitton men's wallet, porcelain tea set, and of course our grand prize is 2 round-trip tickets on Southwest. So please look around and buy lots of raffle tickets. Alrighty, Andy Lee, back to the stage, please.
Thank you, Kate. So, good evening, everyone. Okay, people are kind of focused on eating. Good evening, everyone. First, Happy Lunar New Year. 恭喜发财. Thank you for all attending to this event and for your support. Time flies. It has been 2 years, almost 3 years since we started our chapter back in 2014. Although we're still a very young chapter, we accomplished a lot. Early last year, in order to help API to improve their public speaking skill, we started a APAPA TVC chapter Toastmaster Club. Without the practicing at the club, I'll be scared to death to speak in front of this big crowd. In the past 15 years, in Trevally, there are a lot of API moved in. The population of API now jumped to close to 20%. In Ceremony City, there are 40% of API. Most of the API are new immigrants. So, in order to help them participate in the civic affairs, and this year, with the support of Pacific Vision Foundation, we started new monthly civic leadership program just to train the new leaders in API. Besides those two major programs, we also have many other things accomplished. In the past 2 years, with the help of many friends, advisors, we got more than 10 API to be the appointed committee member and commissioners at the city, school district, and the county level. We also have many educational forums and town hall meetings and candidate forum, and we got many people registered to vote, which is very important for this state. Thank you. Starting our last year, we had our intern program. I think Marsha Blanco, our board member, will talk about that a little later. And we also organized many volunteer work to help the community. Well, one of the events is the Run for Education. We sent volunteers to help the community. Last August, we organized the National Night Out event to help build a better relationship between the community and the police force. More than 500 people attend our event. You know, we cannot accomplish this alone. So thank you all the sponsors for your financial support. Thank you our board members, our advisors for your hard work and your advice. And also thank the families of the board members for their support to our work. And also I'd like to thank all these members in the community to support us. Without their support, we will not be here. And last but not least, I would like to thank all the volunteers sitting in the back. Let's give them a round of applause. Without their hard work, we will not have such a wonderful event now. So, at the end, I will say Happy Lunar New Year again. Hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you.
Dinner is being served now, so please enjoy your meal for the next couple minutes.
世界是否依然滚滚转个不停？脸上的泪痕随即分开了。
抬头寻找天空的翅膀，总要出现它的影迹。
在这惊慌不停的看我，依然存在的消息。
雨伞满雪飘零，让烧伤你的心。
尽管它是一幕几次的唱出你的热情，伸出你的双手，让我拥抱着你的梦，让我拥有你真心的面孔，让我们一起骄傲，
为你追寻最深的祈祷。
We are the children.
We are the ones who made the world a day, so let's start giving. Let us we're saving our whole life into a better day, just you and me. We are the world.
We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
We're saving our whole lives into a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make the better day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our whole life into a better day, just you Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you liked the team song. Although we may not sing well, but this is a team effort. And next, I'd like to introduce the team, our board member, to the audience. Board member, please come to the stage. So we have the Vice President, Cao Min, or Min Cao. Also our voter education chair. We have our Vice President and Treasurer Nancy. She's in charge of the youth program. And we have Margaret, our secretary. And standing next to me is Dr. He's the Gala event chair. So let's give him a round of applause. He did a great job with this event. And we also have Jia Liu, our board member, and Jin Lin, who is in charge of the membership, and David Gao is our newest board member. And we have Monica Tsai, she's our PR chair, public relationship chair. And we have Abby, is Min's wife here. We have Masha Blanco. She'll be the star for the day. She's our intern committee chair.
Next year. Really?
We have Tiffany. Tiffany is our board member. Also, she's our charter president for APAPA TVC Toastmaster Club. And sitting next to me is the board member Lily Chu, and she is the current Toastmaster Club president. And also, we're honored to have Albert Wang, our national Bay Area region chair now, and also Zhou Wang, our former Bay Area region president. And also we have a few volunteers here. So thank you everyone for your hard work for the past couple of years. And I think our volunteer will work on to continue sell the raffle ticket. and we'll have the drawing pretty soon. So just if you like to buy the raffle ticket, please raise your hand. Anyone would like to buy that raffle ticket? Okay. So volunteers in there? Okay. So let's give a couple minutes and then we'll back to the stage to start to draw the prize. Thank you.
We need a chicken over there and a chicken here. What? You guys are doing that.
hopefully you guys have bought a raffle ticket. This is round 1 of 2 raffles that we're doing. Can I have at least one board member to the stage to draw the raffles, please?
If you need help, just let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a couple more board members, please, to the stage? Alrighty, here we go. First raffle ticket. And the last 4 digits are 4039. 4039. You win a Win Yen food gift set, including bowls, chopsticks. 4039. You must be present to win. Yes. Next. 3065. That is the last 4 digits. 3065. You win a Chevron gift card. $50. 3065. 3065? No? 3065. Oh, here we go. Winner, winner. Third prize is a Costco gift card for $50. 3641. 3641. Check your tickets for a $50 Costco gift card. Congratulations.
That's what we did.
Winner, winner. What are you going to buy?
Ooh, I don't know. Food, probably.
Paper towels. Alrighty, gift number 4 is a Pakistani cushion cover. Made in Pakistan. Courtesy of the Pakistani American Community Center. Check your tickets, 3722. 3722. 3722. Going once. Winner, winner. 3722. Another Chevron gas card. This one, $100. It's getting better.
That's a full tank of gas.
3732. 3732. $100 Chevron gas card. Winner, winner. Come on up. 3732. Wrong one. 3732. Yes, 3732. Gas card winner. Thank you. Alrighty, our last gift for this round is a Louis Vuitton men's slender wallet, circa 1980s, total value $400. 3166, 3166, 3166 going once. 3166 going twice. Winner, winner. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I want to draw your attention to the stage. Coming up, we're going to see one of the oldest classical dance forms of Southern India. It's called Bharatanatyam. And leading them is Naina Shastri. She's the artistic director of the Ushanjali School of Dance right here in the Tri-Valley area. Most of these performers are from the local area. Please welcome the Ushanjali School of Dance.
Nam
Give it up one more time for the Ushen Jali School of Dance. Thank you. Beautiful. The erhu is a two-string instrument, commonly known as the Chinese violin. And I want to welcome to the stage Mr. Shi. He's an outstanding erhu soloist, along with two of his students, Emily Chen and Bella Hung. The first song that they will perform is the Chen Ma Ban Tung, also known as Wild Horse. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shi, Emily Chen, and Bella Hung. Bella Hung and Emily Chen. For the second song, let's play Name That Tune. Give it up for Mr. Sheedy. And Emily Chen and Bella Hung. Any guesses? Shout it out if you know. Yesterday once. Is that your high school dance song? While we're clearing the stage here, we want to welcome our next performers. Bhangra is a form of dance from Punjab. It is the northern state of India, and they are famous for their love of food and of dance. Amrit Dhaliwal is a choreographer, and she's based here in the Tri-Valley area. Please welcome. Yes, sir. Give it up for the Bhangra dancers. Thank you. Alrighty, hopefully you have bought some raffle tickets. We're going to go with our final round of raffle drawings. Alright, here we go. A $50 Chevron gas card is our next prize. $50 Chevron gas card 3003. 3003. 3003 going once. 3003 going twice. Winner? Very nice. Thank you. Winner, winner. $50 Costco gift card. 4300. 4300. Come get your Costco gift card. 4300 going once. Winner, winner. What are you gonna buy?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to show you.
Japanese porcelain tea set. Value is $60. 3761. 3761. 3761 going once. Winner, winner. Alrighty, last breed. A baseball with an autograph from Brandon Belts. He's the first baseman of the San Francisco Giants. Courtesy of Fred Kochi. 3201. 3201. An autographed baseball from Brandon Belts. There you go. Winner, winner. Congratulations. Alrighty, second to last is a beautiful blue vase. Value is $250. 3252. 3252. For the blue vase, going once. 3252. 3252 going twice. Last call for 3252. All right, moving on. 3252 and 3185. 3185. 3185 for the $250 blue vase. 3185. Wow. 31. Winner, winner. Congratulations. Final grand prize, 2 round-trip tickets with Southwest Airlines. Oh, we can do it later? We'll do it later, never mind. Alrighty, there are a lot of people to thank for a day like today. A lot of volunteers. We're going to show some of our appreciation to those volunteers. Mr. C.C. Yin, please come to the stage.
Now, as you guys take a break from the beautiful performance of the Lunar New Year, I want you to also at the same time come here to together with us to recognize very special volunteer. APAPA is made of volunteers, about 35,000 people around the country. The most active ones like me and Andy, those guys, about 300. Over 19 chapters. End of the year, be 20. This gentleman doesn't know that we're giving him an award. Where are you? Joe, where are you? Joe, Joe, come here. Joe. Are you here, Joe? Okay. I want to Ken Fong and Albert Wong here, together with me, along with two other we call national board members. Those are big volunteers, like myself. Except they're younger and better looking. I'm not sure they're better looking than me, but they're certainly younger. But I wanted to, each one of them say a few words to this good-looking young man. He's young. He actually looks young, but he actually is older than me. But just because he has better life, he's super smart. That's why he come to America. Unlike me, I wasn't so smart, so I just started as a dishwasher, do handle stuff. He come in the United States government, the U.S. needed him because he's a smart guy. He worked lifetime, Lawrence Livermore. Research as a scientist, the nuclear stuff, something you don't see, don't understand. But then he become such a great volunteer in the last 30 years. Started with Chin Liao and those guys 30 years ago in the Water Creek to help build this civic engagement leadership training. That's how that I learned from him. But I dropped, since we need so many volunteers, I dropped him to start APAPA in the Bay Area back 12 years ago. When he was 40 years old, and then he said he's getting old and too tired, he want to retire. So we'll give him an award, what we call the Dream Builder Award. Dream builders never ending, so we did never let him retire because the volunteer system is not like U.S. government. When you sign up as a volunteer for life committee. So I wanted to have the Albert say a few words about this very young man.
Thank you. Looking at the three of you, I'm actually the youngest here. Do you believe CC is over 80 years old? Do you believe that? You guys are kind of crazy, working so hard. I met Joe first with the One Whole League case. I think some of you remember that. The Lawrence Livermore lab, there was the Los Alamos lab case, and we fought together to win justice without the One Whole League and fair treatment. We knew he wasn't a spy, but he wasn't too smart in doing something, but he wasn't a spy. Anyway, I appreciate Joe's help a lot, because he's really been helping me a great deal, because I may hold the title of the chair, but I don't do anything. He does everything. He's the president who does all the work for me. And since he's retired now, we make him do more stuff. Poor guy. Well, thank you, Joe, for being such a great partner with me in the Bay Area.
She did not ask me to say anything, but I would, okay? I know Joe pretty well. You know, he has a PhD. And when there's a message from the APAPA, he's the one always being drafted to get the message out there. And unbelievable. I like his message, and I love what he has done. We appreciate what he has done for the last, what, 20 years? Okay.
Okay, they're all doctors. So this is the doctor, brightest doctor.
Well, thank you very much. I tried to retire from APAPA, but you never retire from family. So I used to tell CC, APAPA is like a roach motel. Once you get in, you cannot get out. All the months again, but that's not too politically correct. So I'll say we're a family, and family never say goodbye to each other. Thank you very much. It's done.
Okay, thank you.
I want to say something about CC. You know, the one thing I learned from knowing him over the years that he's the kind of guy, he likes people. He likes people. His home's open. His wallet is open. When you go home, he's at home. He can ask you to live in any place you want. When you live there, you have all the free food. When you sleep there, you don't have to take over. When you don't have to take care of the bed. When you just go out there. So he's the kind of guy. He loves people, and people love him. He's a leadership style, and that's the reason people follow him. And that's the kind of people, that's the kind of person we all love. Thank you very much for doing all the job all these years.
Thank you, John. Ken just write a big check, okay? Thank you, Ken.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Moving on with the program. All these cars that you see here, if you want one, this is the guy you need to talk to. If Black Hawk were a city or a country, this man would be the mayor, the president, the king, and the emperor. Introducing Mr. Kenneth Barrett.
I spend so much time in China, I feel much more at ease with this group than if you happen to be all people from America. So thank you for coming and using the Black Hawk Museum. And I've been going to China for probably the last 15 years. We've started out, we've given wheelchairs, we've given about 500,000 wheelchairs to Chinese, the poor Chinese that really need them, disabled ones. We've done a lot with water systems all over China. We got involved with cataracts, with eyes. But our main purpose now is I started museums, first in Dalian, and now we're at least 35 museums we're either in, or they're being developed, or some of them are still in the drawing boards, but we'll have over 35 museums in China that our whole purpose is leadership for young people. We're using the animal world, every animal from every part of the world, plus fish, plus birds, anything in nature. We have to bring back our environment. We have to make young people understand. So our real purpose now is leadership for young people. But by leadership, it has nothing to do with politics. I mean, all we want is leadership to make it a better and safer world. The way we're going, there's tremendous problems. And we think that we have to work with the young people. We're working with school children from 6th grade to 12th grade. Here in the United States, I sponsored History Day, where we have 750,000 kids from every state in the United States. I think in China in a couple of years we'll have well over 1 million young people. Every museum, every city, we're recruiting. Now we don't have to. They're recruiting the young people to get involved. So our big problem is just finding tough people that can help us in this. You know, as you go around the world, like in China, when you think of the problems, you know, whether it's the air you breathe, the roads we're trying to drive on. There's so many problems that we, the older generation, have failed to take care of. So it's our real desire to get these young people involved, and we have contests where they start out in their city, and then we take them each year to a different major city. And the winners we take on a trip. We're working in Africa very much, and we're going to be taking groups of young Chinese and American kids to Africa, mix them with some African kids in Kruger Park. We have a lot of connections in Kruger Park where the best animals in the world are. And so we want that word to really spread from these young people to every year to get more and more of the young people involved in trying to, lack of a different word, to save our world. You know, it's bad enough with nuclear, atom bomb, but now the newest thing is this nerve gas that could just kill millions of people. Somehow we have to stop destroying our world as we know it. In the ocean, the beaches, we're working very hard and want to in China to make sure that the beaches do not get to the point where they cannot develop the food for the sea. We were, in all of our museums, we're going to have big displays of fish, of birds, butterflies, insects, but mainly we're taking animals over. A couple of our new museums will have 700 or 800 animals posing as they are either in Africa or wherever their land is. I'm starting to talk too much, time is growing short, but I really appreciate being able to be here, and I want you to know that we are going to work very, very hard with all the young people in China. They're very bright, but they are very bright in book learning, but we want them to independently think. We have to have people that can come up with new thoughts in their mind to take care of some of the problems we have. And I'm not trying to be here and to say how terrible things are, because I've had a wonderful life. I'm getting old, but with the exception of that, it's been a wonderful life. I own a professional football team. Yeah, we've got a museum right on the other side of this that I've been collecting what I feel is some of the greatest art from China. I like the type of art that takes people years and years, and they have to have special talents to do it. So we're going to have some pieces in our next museum that some of them took 10, 15, 20 years to carve. But we're having everything from wood to glass to porcelain to bronze, and I've even got a golden throne in there, which the psychic told me was mine in one of my previous lives. I hope that's was true, but no way that I can find out, except I like it, and I even enjoy sitting in it. So again, thank you all for permitting me to talk with you, and we want any help that we can get in getting our young people really thinking about a better world. And we need it, time's running out, and I hope that 40 years from now we have a group like this here and everybody will say, well, the world has really improved. There's no danger now of it being destroyed. So again, thank you very much and hope I can get together with some of you in the future. And I get to China at least 4 times a year. And with our kids, every city or every year we have the finals in a different town, and then we take the winners on a trip. And I think this year, where's the Shanghai? This year will be Shanghai, last year was Shanghai. And I started with one small museum, and it was so popular that every major city now either has one or they're planning on building one. So it makes us feel, so good that we started a trend that young people can see the beauty in the animal world, like elephants. If you don't have a female elephant, elephants would die out. The leader is always a female, like in elephants, and she can lead them 100 miles to water. Same with the migration. We're doing migrations, and we'll have displays that we take to China. They travel clear across China to find a place where there's food. So leadership, if we look at the animal world, we can get so many ideas from it. That's what we're trying to use our museums to have the young people understand that leadership has to be done in every phase of our life. So thank you very much.
Mr. Van Mary, thank you very much. If we can please get a standing ovation for Mr. Barron. I want to move on to our keynote speaker. She's a very busy woman. She's the Chief Fiscal Officer for the 6th largest economy in the world, the state of California. She sits on 70 different boards and commissions. Very busy, but she also runs the Franchise Tax Board. So if you owe taxes this year, this is the woman you want to talk to. Her speech is titled, The Call of the Rooster. Please welcome Betty.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. And first of all, let me just say to all of you, Happy New Year. And before we get started, I wanted to just have us acknowledge all the people who have been serving us tonight, who've just done an amazing job. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be joining APAPA, and I want to congratulate the Tri-Valley chapter of APAPA for just the tremendous growth in engagement and participation and the sustained, just really commitment of the board and the volunteers who have made this possible, and then the leadership of Andy, and obviously to be able to continue to carry out the mission of CCN and Regina Yin with respect to how we just look at having APAPA be a catalyst for engaging not only our API communities, but really to reach out more broadly to be sure that we are doing our part in saying that our tent is open and that we want to have just sustained strong relationships with each of our diverse communities here in California and across the nation. So it is Chinese New Year, and this is a special New Year for me because I was born in the year of the rooster. So you can all start guessing how old I am. Okay? I'm not 12 and I'm not 84, so there you go. But the rooster has really significance to me because, all of us are familiar with the animal, the rooster. And this is the year of the fire rooster. And so, and it speaks to me because this is a year where, I think all of us are feeling like, there was so much change around us or across the country, and yet, and a bit of unrest because there is a future that's uncertain with respect to some of the policies that are going to be coming out of Washington that will be affecting our state and local communities. But this is not a political speech. What I really want to say is that, the Year of the Rooster to me is always about a special calling. And of course for me, because I was born in the Year of the Rooster, but also when you think about the symbolism of the rooster, right? And I've always been amazed at thinking about, why roosters crow in the morning, right? And the fact of the matter is that they crow any time of day, not just in the morning. And I think science has kind of demonstrated that they have kind of an internal clock that actually gets them to think about and anticipate when sunrise comes. And I think like every animal that has its own way of expressing how to mark their territory, the rooster decides that it's going to express itself by crowing. And then, no surprise, there's also a pecking order. So it's the leader of the roost that crows first, and then all the other roosters follow. And why this speaks to me is that, for so much of, the history of the API community here in the United States, and certainly here in California, in terms of how we have gained political power and really have, sought our rightful place in terms of, our social economic fabric of our communities and society, we have been fairly passive. And we've been very diligent, we've worked hard, and it's one of the great things about all of our Asian cultures is that we have very strong ethics about things, and we're very grounded in our values about family, and our values about taking care of our elders, and our values around hard work and developing a strong work ethic. But by and large, it's been something that's been developed really kind of within our own kind of space. And not really looking at making waves, or as roosters do, ruffling feathers, or looking at how we do this really in more cooperation and collaboration with other communities. And I think it wasn't until really more recently when we have begun to see and taste what it means to be able to have political power. And political power, not necessarily from a partisan perspective, but political power in terms of how we can affect decisions that affect our communities. And how we can have our issues and concerns really be elevated so that we get the attention to them that we feel we deserve. And when we started to do that, what became evident was that we needed leaders. And we needed people who were going to speak out for us. And I think, as has been always the case, certainly was true in my family growing up, is that we looked to others to lead, and we never thought about ourselves as actually being the leaders. And so when I think about the calling of the rooster, and really kind of this lead rooster in the pecking order, I think all of us have really, through the work of APAPA, through the work of just so many leaders who have started to engage other communities, this notion of waiting, for those opportunities to come is over. That each of us has the potential of seeing ourselves as that lead rooster, and really issuing that call, whether it be working as a volunteer in our local school district, whether it be working within each of our professions and being a leader in our professions, whether it's being a small business leader, and really leading a group of entrepreneurs, whether it's through our local Rotary clubs or other civic clubs, or whether it's about just modeling for our children what it means to step up and to speak out about issues when they are so complicated in days like today. And so I think about the work that APAPA has done, and I think about Chinese New Year, and which is always about a new beginning, And it's a hopeful time, it's an optimistic time, it's a time when we think about being with family, and it's a time when we just feel just this tremendous closeness, with our culture and with our community. And I really like to think about, how the whole concept of community is what has bound all of us together. And this is regardless of any political stripe that you are, but that, we have these great opportunities here in California, and certainly being here in the United States of America. And I think for all of us in this room, whether we are immigrants or descendants of immigrants, our immigrant experience has really been shaped by what we have learned over the course of history. And that is, immigration has done so much in terms of contributing to this country. You look at the economic sectors that have been essentially influenced by immigrants. You look at Silicon Valley, not too far from here, that has been really influenced by immigrants. And when you look at California and how we have been the home of innovation for many, many decades, the world looks at California with respect to innovation, and certainly technological innovation. But I think we've entered this era now where innovation really is more about human innovation, where we look at how we're going to continue to engage one another. And how, certainly as the CFO for the state of California, I've always got a pulse on the economic shifts that continue to happen here in California. And how, in a matter of a couple of decades, we're going to see whole sectors of our economy that are going to require non-human capital. And so what are we going to do about that when we know that what that will mean is that there will be neighbors of ours, family members of ours, maybe even some of us in this room, who will be displaced because we've had such great innovation in technology. Which is why I think really where we need to focus our attention now, and really looking ahead before these changes take place, is to look at this whole notion of human innovation. Because we know that what will continue to be among us are the needs for how we take care of one another. Healthcare will continue to be an industry that will be prominent. We will look at children and our young people, and frankly, workers displaced that will continue to need education and job training and retraining. And so I think about particularly the caring professions and how we really haven't placed a premium or a priority on our caring professions. And what does that say in terms of our values and as a community when we don't really value at the same level those to whom we entrust our children, and those to whom we entrust those among us who have special needs, our seniors and our veterans, any number of us, our neighbors, who really need extra help and care. And so I hope that when we continue to look at how we engage, and as we look at making our own contribution, as we're each really growing and being leaders in our respective workplaces and community, that we will start to think about the role that we can each play in terms of shaping this future. And we know that California has been really at the forefront economically, in large part due to technology. But we also know that in order to stay competitive as a global economy, we are going to have to pay attention to the future of our precious human capital. And so I really wanted to actually thank Ken Baring for coming up because, we spoke about this with respect to his lens in China. And, so much of the time, I think, when we look at, how we're going to build our future, we're kind of stymied about, where are the solutions going to come from? Where are the solutions going to come from? And I'm a real study of history, and I believe that we should take confidence and really know that history teaches us a lot of lessons about where we can go in the future. And when we look at, how we have really been a successful economy here in California, these are lessons that we can take to other parts of the world. And what the most valuable lesson is, we have to keep investing in our young people. And this is really the linchpin of how societies evolve. It's the linchpin of how our economies become rich. And, I need not think beyond my own personal situation. And I'm going to just share this story because I know everyone in this room can relate to it. I would not be standing here as the 32nd state controller for this great state of California, had it not been for the experience that I had growing up as a daughter of immigrants. I'm the second oldest of 6 children, and my parents are both from China. And like many immigrants who came over to this country to provide a better life for their family, my father came over with very little educational attainment, and certainly no proficiency in English. And so at the time that he came to the United States in 1933, he had the choice of either learning the laundry business, opening up a grocery store, or working in a restaurant. And he decided to learn the laundry business, an apprentice in San Francisco Chinatown, and eventually opened up his own laundry and dry cleaning business with my mother in the west side of San Francisco, which was operated for 30 years. And like every family business, the best employees are the children, right? So there were 6 children in my family. And I really enjoyed working the counter of my parents' laundry and dry cleaning business. And I like numbers. I handle all financial transactions for my parents' laundry and dry cleaning business. I particularly like working with people. And so I learned a lot. I learned how to negotiate with vendors at a very young age. I learned how to do the banking for the business. I even learned how to fill out Board of Equalization and tax returns before I even knew what the heck the Board of Equalization was. And then decades later, I had the great privilege of serving on the board. But, you know, I just have to say that it was one of the best jobs of my life, the best job of my life. And there was a time in my life that I was very embarrassed to talk about my story, my personal story, because my parents were different. I was the only one among my classmates growing up in San Francisco who had parents that didn't leave the house to go to work. And they couldn't really be, my classmates couldn't understand that. Or couldn't understand why I could never be active in after-school activities because I had to go home and help with the family business. And so, you know, it was an embarrassing thing to talk about. But not anymore. Not anymore. Because this is something that is the new experience, the common experience that binds all of us together. All of us can reach into your own history and share a similar story. And this is what makes us so great as a state, and certainly as a country, because we all share that common bond about what it means to build our own community, even when we're newcomers. And, you know, and I can say to my 93-year-old mother now, who's still alive and living in the house that I grew up in San Francisco, I can say to her, Mom, only here in California, only here in the United States, can, within one generation, your daughter can become the chief fiscal officer of the 6th largest economy in the world. And I fondly love to say that just as I minded the store for my parents' laundry and dry cleaning business, I have the tremendous privilege of minding the store for this great state of California. And it is truly a privilege to serve. It truly is a privilege to serve. But going back to the rooster and New Year. So we have some challenges ahead of us. And I think part of what I want to just invite all of you to do is to not be afraid to be that rooster that crows. And I think when the next time you hear a rooster, I want you to think about it as a calling to each one of us. That within our communities, we can be that lead rooster. And we can be the one that gives voice to a lot of the challenges that our neighbors are going to be facing. And give voice to some of the fears and anxiety that many among us are facing today because of the uncertainty about their futures. And I am going to focus on immigration a little bit because I've been doing a lot of interviews lately about the role of immigration in our economy. And it's no surprise to any of us in this room about how much immigration, both legal and undocumented immigration, has contributed to our economy here in California. And if we don't continue to push for right-headed immigration policies in Washington, D.C., there will be whole sectors of our economy here in California that will be severely affected, including our agricultural sector, our hospitality and entertainment sectors, so many of our sectors that will be affected. So let us not despair in terms of looking ahead, but let us just step up and be that lead rooster. Let us issue the call to each of our communities. And the work that APAPA does is all about that, how to develop that leadership potential in each of us. And so I want to again thank APAPA, but more importantly, just say to each and every one of you, thank you for your tremendous support of APAPA Tri-Valley chapter. And this is really a time where I want to wish everyone a very, very happy Lunar New Year of the Rooster. Let us all just be that lead rooster, issue our own calling. Let us take care of each other and nurture each other. And more importantly, to just say, for all of us who have had this journey where we have come from descendants who have come from other countries and now are here making up this rich part of California, we live in the greatest state and the greatest democracy in the Western world. And we know, each of us knows, that our democracy is only as strong as the ability of each and every one of us to fully participate in it. So let us be sure we continue to support APAPA to that goal. And to all of you, Happy New Year. Thank you.
That was Betty Yee. One more round of applause. The Tri-Valley chapter holds a lot of programs, and one of the favorites is the internship program. Here to tell us more about that is Marcia Galando.
Hi, good evening, everyone. On behalf of our committee, the intern program committee, and our interns, we want to thank all of you for the support and for being here, contributing to our program. As the chair of the committee, it is my honor to oversee the continuous development of the program itself and the continuous development of our interns. So I would say our intern is just like all of you, the speakers tonight. We are placing a lot of importance in our interns because they are our future leaders. But now we are training them, develop them, first to bring out their awareness, self-improvement, and then have them get interested in the community and to contribute. And that's our passion and our goal. And just like what Mr. Ken Baring said, in about 40 years, we want to see the world is a better place because we nurture our young, we nurture the next generation to become leaders, to lead the world. So our program is in the summertime, and we give our intern mostly college undergraduates to have the opportunity to apply for positions, and we place them in different political offices. We train them before they go. We train them in interpersonal skills, all kinds of life skills, communication skills, verbal and written skill, working together. And we also are very fortunate to also send them to UC Berkeley. There's a leadership, international leadership program every summer to have them have the exposure of their horizon. So our program is successful because of collaboration and also partnership with political leaders. Last year, 2016, we sent 2 interns to our to Tom Thompson's office in the Department of Public Instruction, and they got a lot out of it. We also sent our intern to State Senator Steve Glazer's office. We also sent an intern to Assembly Women Catherine Baker's office, and plus local political leaders as in Dublin Mayor and Denville Mayor. So with me today, we actually had last year's intern, Ben. Ben is going to share with you his experience in 2016 and what he got out of his training.
Thank you, Marsha. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ben. Last summer, I had the opportunity to be the APAPA intern for the former mayor of Danville, Mrs. Karen Stepper. I'll be speaking later. So in that internship, I was able to go to a lot of city level, local level meetings, such as those ones held by the local exchange club, the Rotary Club, and the Chamber of Commerce. And I was also able to go to the state level meetings, district level meetings, such as the district centenary anniversary and the district transportation meetings. Well, of course, I'm an intern, so I also have to do work. One of my projects was to investigate and to deliver a report on the budget issue that was faced by the Museum of Ceremony Valley. And personally, I think I did a very good job on that. And you know, that internship was a truly life-changing experience for me. I got a lot of things from it. Some are actually really small, such as to arrive early during an event, because chances are that there are things that I can help out. Maybe the host would like me to help set up. Those things can happen. That is why I was here today at 4:30 p.m. And of course, the most important thing I got from the internship is that everybody has the power to make the society better. And all you have to do is to help within your reach. And together, our contributions would add up and make a society a very, very beautiful place. Thank you very much.
Dan. And next we have a mother of our intern, Christine. And this is no type of mother. She's going to share with you what she observed, her daughter Christine's experience.
Thank you, Marsha. I'm really happy to representing my daughter to come to APAPA to tell all the mom out there and all the dad out there. APAPA is a leadership, and I told my daughter to sign up first because my daughter is very active in high school, and that was the first internship that I told her to apply. And thinking that as a leader, then you go for leadership. And she accepted the invitation and did an interview. Then she come over to the office, at Stephen Gage's office. She said, Mom, when she come home, it's so boring. There's only a few people in there, and it's not much to do. What's the leadership about? And I said, well, you have to dress up and like you're going to go to work. She said, Mom, yes, I do. So she go to work every day on time, leaving on time, and she find herself in the office. Oh, other than being active to be a leader, you need to be in, know what to lead. So she start take control of the inbox in the email, start reading everybody, giving all the suggestions and all the information about what the community about. And she start reading them, sort them all out. And she also see the counselor and also Stephen Glazer how to take care of people. And she actually work for the people. He will put all the people's idea up front to present it to the community and get accepted. So she was really wow to it. She should actually have people work for people like us. So she really take control of it. She also suggests to change some website and did a 10-page suggestion to get this website better, to lead people into Steve Glazer's website to make the community better. So as a mom, I'm not a type of mom, I'm always let her do what her want to do. And she make herself available, and then she also on the July 4th play, she teaching all the middle kids gun control, and she was representative for the proposal. So I really thank you for the opportunity for my daughter to become another side of her, that she found herself that she could serve the people. Since I'm the first generation, I really, really appreciate that American is the land for young people for the future. Thank you very much. And I hope all the moms in there will take the chance to take your kid in there. Don't do the book, just let them go. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. And we have our political leader, City Council Member Danville, Council Member Karen Stepper.
Thank you very much. I've been 15 years on the Danville Council. I was pretty excited when Noel Armrich and Robert Stewart had interns, so I thought this was going to be quite an experience, and it was. I wish it had lasted longer. You met Ben already, and it's unusual to have a high school senior be on an intern already, but Ben always said yes. I can't tell you how many things we went to in 4 weeks, 8 weeks. It was quite a list. But you know what your goals are, and they involve the family a lot. So I want to compliment you that APAPA does involve the family so much for the success of these young people to be these interns that are learning public affairs. And of course, your own skills and the criteria for participating in this program first was leadership, and you heard how he went to the town hall, all of the regional meetings. We even he didn't get to go to Washington with me, but we do, and he understood that the networking is that wide, even in a town the size of Danville. The second one is interpersonal skills. So it's kind of fun to go into the Exchange Club meeting and introduce him to so many leaders in the community. And he found his seat very quickly. And I went over and I said, I'm really busy right now, so you need to go meet 10 people and then come back to your seat. And you can tell from the way he has grown that he did so and did so well. So appreciated that. The third one we talked about was the written and interwritten skills. And you already heard what Christine had done. Well, this goes right up the alley that Ken Baring was talking about, the importance of museums. And that was his project, was to look at the Museum of San Ramon Valley, and one of his suggestions was more signage out in front. So you go to the Museum of San Ramon Valley out there and look at this huge new sign on the front. You can help thank Ben. Secondly, was to bring more of San Ramon Valley into the museum. So if you live in Santa Mona, Doherty, he's trying to get more of you to be involved. Maybe somebody be on the board. But he wrote to the president of the museum and said that with exhibits and things that we want to make sure that you're covering the entire valley. And our next exhibit is San Ramon 150, right? Congratulations to San Ramon on 150 years. So we hope you'll be there, and we hope you'll think that the young people are not just doing this esoterically. They actually are making a difference in the community while they are an intern. So it's great that all of the things that Ken said talked about the importance of people coming and in China learning about museums. Ben only came in 2009, and you heard how he speaks. And he did a great job as an intern. All of you who are sponsors, I cannot thank you enough for making this privilege available to our young people. And it was an honor as the mayor of Danville to bring to him what it meant to be community service. We think Danville defines community service, and he fit right in. So thank you and congratulations, Ben.
Thank you. And thank you all of you. I would like to have a special acknowledgement to APAPA founder Cici and his wife Regina for providing this organization. And we are Tri-Valley chapter, but we as a new chapter, I think we are doing pretty well. And our internship will keep on expanding, and we take care of our local youth. And if you have college children who wanted to apply, it's now open for enrollment, and the deadline is March 31st. And we look forward to do a lot of selection and make sure that your kids will be selected. So thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Anytime a mom says, I'm not a tiger mom, I don't do it. All right, our last drawing, Mr. Baring, to the stage. Oh, you're right there. This is for the 2 Southwest Airlines tickets. Total value is $800. Must be present to win. Are you ready? Last 4 digits are 3293. 3293. Oh. 3293 going once. 3293 going twice. No. Last call, 3293. Okay, moving on. 3562. 3562. 3562. Going once. Going twice. 3562. Wow. Here we go. Let's do this. Where would you go?
Me? maybe.
On a southwestern.
Oh, I would like to go to like Hawaii.
Alrighty, last chance here. 3580. 3580. 3580. Wow! 4 times the charm. Last call. 3580. All right. 3177. 3177. Yes! Verified. Winner, winner. Congratulations. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Mr. Barry, thank you very much for the facilities. It's been a wonderful evening. It's been my pleasure. And as Betty said, remember, be the rooster. Until next time, see you next year.